start to get the washers again on the street.
We take a motor to its optimal level. We speak machine, rush runs, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega and Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
They see you and know you're living. Always a star. Yes, you live in color to the limit. Large and in charge. Yes, that's why you rock with Buster. Refreshing range of colorful flavors. Always a star, never the audience. You run things ever run yours. Yes, you are the life of it, not just a part of it. Your life is never black and white. Live in full color. Buster.
Continue staying in touch with your friends and family with Digicel. From now until the end of January, take advantage of our $2.99 promotion and receive an unbelievable 100 minutes of talk time to BTL and Digicel numbers and 100 texts. You can also activate the plan to call your loved ones abroad in Canada, USA, and Mexico. Receive 50 minutes of talk time and 50 texts for only $2.99. All you need to do is dial star 100 pound to activate. Digicel's $2.99 promotion, now extended through January.
The bigger, better network. Digicel.
Every day when my daddy gets up to go to work, he says this is for me to have a better life. But I say, Daddy, we have a better life. Mommy don't have to leave home to wash my clothes anymore. We don't have to go all the way to a pump and back home to every bucket. No, Mommy just have to turn on the pipe and wash up and make we bathe as long as we want. Even the school teacher make we wash we hand a pipe instead of nasty bucket like before. See, Daddy, life is better with water than life.
Everybody wants a clean and healthy family. That's why they purchase the best food products and the cleansing materials. This time, we give you a bigger size of La Costeña products like the mouth-watering fried beans and the pasta sauce. And surely for your clean laundry, we have the breathtaking aroma of Ensueño Max Suavitel. Even your visitors will ask what you clean your floors and restrooms with. And you can boast it is the variety of Pinol products and Sultan muriatic acid now in 900 milliliters. And much more for the best prices only at German Vega and Sons Imports. We serve you at number 5 San Antonio Road, Orange Walk Town. You can even call us at 322-3625 or 322-2672. Or you can even send us a fax at 322-2571 or email us at germanvega@btl.net. German Vega and Sons Limited, because we care for you.
Need an escape from your daily schedule? Why not become a tourist in your own country? Discover Western Belize. Transport back in time and be awed by the reminiscences of the Mayan civilization. Be adventurous or spend a day with family and friends enjoying the serenity of the Macau River. Sample a kaya staple or pick up some fresh produce to make your own delicacy. Come visit us in Western Belize. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
Notice to residents of rural communities in Orange Walk and Corozal districts. If you value your health and your children's health, you will dispose of your garbage only at approved sites. The disposal of garbage at any other location is illegal, and if caught, you can be fined up to $5,000. If you don't get caught, you can still suffer health impacts caused by these illegal sites, because illegal dump sites harbor pests such as rodents, possums, and mosquitoes that carry diseases. These can transmit those diseases to you and your children. In addition, The garbage you throw away illegally can contaminate water bodies near your community. The same water bodies you might use for recreation or other purposes. Only with your help can the Department of Environment ensure that Belize's development is safe for present and future generations. You can also contact your local village councils or Belize Solid Waste Management Authority for more information. The Department of Environment thanks you for your help.
Motor 5.0, 4 válvulas por cilindro. Todos quisiéramos una. Como que no agarra, ¿no? Siento como que se le pega el balancín. Vamos a darte el aceite que te mereces. Vas a correr como rayos preciosos.
Los que oímos más allá de las revoluciones, hablamos máquina. Roche-France, poniendo el mundo a funcionar.
Agente autorizado German Vega y Sons. Teléfono 322-3625. Roche-France.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Y'all ready for this?
Get serious. Get bopped.
Punta Gorda Town now has a modern multi-purpose sporting facility thanks to the government of Belize. The brand new complex is double the size of the prior venue, and some of the features include a FIBA certified wooden court with padding underneath, seating capacity for 1,000, changing rooms, locker rooms, and offices. This $3.4 million investment in the town of Punta Gorda is being heralded by the residents of PG.
I feel very excited because this is first time a port like this is built in PG.
This is a big achievement for the town because we have a lot of the youths where they come out and want to play ball to same way. And this just a put up on another level.
A lot of youths that can't even wait to play on the new court because it's so official and it's something new to PG in a whole.
I want to thank the government of Belize because they look out for PG, you know.
The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
And welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. Bienvenidos de vuelta, compañeros. Cuando son exactamente las 7:22. It is always a pleasure to welcome our friend and buen amigo. Immediately to my left, Mr. Ruben Campos.
Buenos días, hermano.
Y bienvenido.
Gracias.
And as always, a pleasure to welcome equally a very good friend and co-host, Mr. Robert Checky Usher.
Good
morning,
sir.
man.
This
Not
is
Fred,
the
man.
piece,
Not
right?
Fred.
Morning, Checky. Morning.
¿Cómo estás?
Bien, gracias
You
a Dios.
commented a while ago when you came in, Manuel, hace frío allá afuera.
Sí, boy,
Sigue haciendo frío allá afuera.
Hace frito, sí, we have to appreciate our Belizean weather, you know. Cuando
Okay.
vemos las temperaturas afuera del país en México, Norteamérica, Canadá, yeah.
It's currently
Hay
60
que darle-
degrees in Orange Walk
60
right now.
grados Fahrenheit, 6. That's cool, my brother. That's cool.
And
I understand it dropped all the way down to 54 on Saturday night, Sunday morning.
Yes,
and very possibly a little bit cooler than that, 53, because depending on where you are, because of the, you know. Pero las cosas van a quedar un poco calientes. Ya entre poco, estamos el 7 de marzo, entre escasamente 7 semanas, estamos en marzo, y ya para entonces ya vamos a estar en lo que se llama lo grueso de las cosas.
That is correct.
And the way I am seeing it, last week we spent some time with the candidates from the United Democratic Party, and we had a beautiful chance of getting to know them and getting to know what they stand for and what are the projects that they have in mind. And it was a good opportunity because, you know, it's never the same as when you have a one-on-one with the person and let that person talk to you rather than just coming to your doorstep and asking you for, you know, for the vote. It's always good to have the contestants here on the television show. But Ruben, it's always good to talk about national issues as well, and issues that are affecting us, you know.
Yes.
And also, it's also good to give people an up reminder of why we are you members of the United Democratic Party and why we continue being members of the United Democratic Party.
That is true. That is so true, Emmanuel Anchaki. Muy buenos días a todos. The exercise that we will be taking on March 7th is part of our democratic process. You know, in democracy, the people have the opportunity, the citizens, to go to the polls to decide who they want to govern them for a specific period of time. In this particular case, the municipalities for 3 years. And it gives people the opportunity to make a reflection on where we are and where we want to move forward. ¿A dónde estamos y a dónde queremos ir? We need to analyze situations. We need to reflect on issues rather than on personalities, because we are one community. Somos una comunidad. Y sí, siempre en una comunidad donde hay más de 2, 3 personas hay diferencias en opiniones. Pero hay que ser realistas y tenemos que ver cómo va nuestra vida. We are born as a child, we come, we develop, we go to school, we get aged and start declining again. Life has its own cycle. The development of a nation has its own cycle. El desarrollo de un país, una comunidad, también tiene su cycle para acelerar y mejorar. And when we look at the national scenario of Belize, we can see that the Right Honorable Prime Minister, the Honorable Dean Barrow, his platform for infrastructure development, that it has taken this country to levels never dreamt of before.
Unprecedented.
Right, unprecedented, as you would say. And when we look at the great heroes of the world that had the greatest humility for the people that they represent, you can see Dean Barrow reaching out to the entire nation. And as voters, I'm speaking como votantes, we on most occasions we look at each other whether I like you, I don't like you, I like you, I don't like you, rather than on the road where we need to walk together. Y creo que es tiempo que debemos de ver el camino a donde vamos a caminar juntos antes de ver, bueno, lo bueno y lo malo, lo bueno y lo malo, pero tenemos que ver qué es lo común para que podamos tener esa causa para desarrollo. Y ahí es donde vienen los programas de desarrollo de infraestructura. En Orange Walk, la gente decidió los últimos, hace 3 años, en una municipalidad, en sus liderazgos, y la diferencia entre ayer y hoy con el Philip de la Fuente, podemos ver la diferencia claro de que tenemos una persona que en Philip de la Fuente que es un trabajador que tiene ese anhelo de crear un camino donde todos podemos caminar y no separarnos del desarrollo nacional. We need to be part of the national fiber of integrated infrastructure development. Esa fibra nacional entre ciudadanos y el amor a patria, comunidad, para incluir a todos. The UDP has been and continues to do infrastructure development across this nation. But one of the reasons that we need to elect Philip de la Fuente and the UDP team is that we can have a municipal body that takes on the challenge for and on behalf of the people to build this highway that all of us can work together to go to Belmopan and tell the Prime Minister and tell the central government, look, we observe development in Corozal, San Pedro, Belize City, PG, Aluba, San Ignacio, Cayo, and we want the same treatment in Orange Walk. So we are coming to you with these projects. We are coming to you to ask you for this development in our community. And I think that is the difference. And when we go to the polls to vote, we look at this road that we intend to build, and then it makes it clear to us that we say thanks to those who were there, But we also welcome the new leadership of, and the proven leadership of Philip de la Fuente and his team, and say, okay, we will give this team an opportunity now, como dicen en español, para ir a abogar, a luchar para este camino para todos donde vamos a caminar en Belmopan. So we need to work together as a community to help. Now, those of us who know Philip, we know that he comes from a family of hard workers. Just recently, his father celebrated his birthday. Hard-working Mr. Joe, and in one of the comments that one of his sons made, I wish my pa would have stopped work, leave it, and enjoy life. But they come from a working genetic, and you can see his brothers, all his brothers, and the family, the workers, achievers, and so Philip has a lot to offer in our development along with his team. So we need to look at, we need to examine why we go to vote. It's not because who red, who blue, really. This is about municipality. Again, I repeat, the road that we want to build for us to work together. And that is why I continue to campaign for that road of unity and that road of bringing Orange Walk together so that we can go to higher heights by voting for Philip de la Fuente and the UDP 17. The infrastructure development that is going throughout this country. I was in San Pedro yesterday morning, and Cheque and Emmanuel, you've been to San Pedro before in the past years. You know that it's a sandy area, but where the tourists go in the main area where there used to be a lot of sand, it's the nice cobbles, nice development, and you sense that when you land in the Key that, am I really in Belize? But guess what? It's the development that's there. So we need to look at that development for Orange Walk too. We need to bring that kind of development. I remember the late Fred Martinez, one of our best mayors Orange Walk has ever had. And if you look at all the lights in the municipality today, maybe at that time we didn't appreciate it as much, but today when people are saying I need a light, the late Mr. Fred Martinez lit this town like never before in the history of Orange Walk. And although the people didn't appreciate it at that time, now we can reflect the good ideas and the accomplishments that leadership of the UDP that love Orange Walk and love their community has made. It's a hallmark. And I think that our young voters, our young generation need to be invited to join in this cause, in this new revolution, to ensure that we have modern new things. We had the PUC development program with the scientific
the Raspberry program.
Raspberry program, where we had talented people from Corozal, from Orange Walk. We have this young boy Luis Aguilar, you know, that lives around my neighborhood. He and his group developed an app that they went to the Caribbean to represent Belize, and so these are the kind of young people we have to continue to nurture. We have to continue to develop, and it has been clearly shown that the UDP in its program of national development and empowerment looks at youths all across this nation to create an atmosphere to be able to empower them so that they can exercise that ingenuity, that creativity that God has blessed them. And I'm very happy for all our young people in Orange Walk who are so talented, and we need to let them know. Join with the UDP 7 team and Philip de la Fuente, and let us together build this road of development for Sugar City that we need.
Is this the reason why the United Democratic Party remains confident about the fact that the party will win the majority, if not all, of the town councils in the upcoming municipal elections?
Yes,
because of the infrastructure development, and
also
people
because
can see
of
the employment opportunities, because the infrastructure brings employment to people.
Exactly.
And also infrastructure brings wealth, in other words, investment into the country. Is that the reason why?
It's one of the reasons, but the other reason is that the programs of the United Democratic Party are people-focused across the board. In life, we have ups and downs and ups and downs, but we have been taught as young children growing up that we never give up. When we have development in our country, because of maybe international situations, we go up, we go down, but we continue that sustainable program for continued development. And in our community, we need to have Philip de la Fuente and the UDP team to strengthen this base for this new highway of development. That's what I call it, the new highway, because all of us travel on a highway, all of us travel on the same road, and there has to be an invitation to say, look, let us get on this highway, let's build it together, and let us achieve our goals and focus. We have excellent teachers, we have dynamic and brilliant students, we have exciting single parents who are showing that they can survive and meet the ends, like Yara, and we have engineers, hardworking people like Mandy and Jose. So the team is there that are building and planning for the future.
Lo que la gente quiere es tener un concilio que trabaja por el
Exactly.
Yo recuerdo, Rubén, y voy a hablar al grano, yo recuerdo hace unos cuantos meses cuando se decía allá afuera de que fuera difícil para que el UDP ganara estas elecciones aquí en Orange Walk. Ahora eso ha cambiado drásticamente y no solo es posible, pero hasta muy probable hoy en día de que el UDP se gane todas las elecciones, los concilios en el pueblo, en el país, incluyendo el de Orange Walk.
That is so.
Porque han estado ganando la confianza de la gente y sobre todo la gente está entendiendo de que le conviene al pueblo votar para un concilio que tenga lazos con el gobierno central. Es más, que podamos nosotros todos beneficiar de ese fondo que otros municipios han estado logrando accesar y poder desarrollar el pueblo con más.
Check in, Manuel. That is why, if you notice, our candidates, even during the night, they're campaigning house to house. Van casa en casa hablando con la gente, en la casa, en el trabajo, en la calle, y lo están con mucho amor y cariño, y están escuchando, y están en un diálogo para escuchar y invitar a la gente para construir esta carretera de desarrollo con unidad en la comunidad. Eso es la diferencia entre el equipo del UDP y el otro equipo, porque para ver el fondo es fácil, para ver el cielo hay que alzar la cabeza y saber de que tenemos que construir una base muy fuerte y construir como una escalera para llegar hasta arriba. Y eso es lo que necesitamos hacer como una comunidad aquí en el municipio de Orange Walk, unirnos como una fuerza como nunca. Y hay muchos ejemplos para mostrar a dónde las posibilidades existen. Por ejemplo, la carretera de Champa Ridge yendo hasta Trial Farm, that highway built by the central government with the efforts of the Honorable Gaspar Vega and the area representative from Orange Walk East, Honorable Aragon Jr. They went to Belmopan. Much more could have been done in Orange Walk had the mayor who said, Dimbarwa, I don't need you to say, Prime Minister, I've been elected. No, we're here to see what we can get. Now, the people of Orange Walk need to understand that although we had a different municipality, the love of the government and the Prime Minister for Orange Walk is still there, has always been there. The Social Investment Fund is a branch of the Ministry of Economic Development and the Ministry of Finance that develops projects. They join together with a program of local governments, municipalities with mayors called the CARELED. The CARELED program is a program that created development in all municipalities. Now, the government didn't say, well, we know I include Orange Walk. They said, we must include Orange Walk because it's across for everybody. Remember, the Prime Minister and the UDP have always said we're a government for the people and all the people. And it's shown in its work. When the renovation of the park was being made, it was made through funds from the Social Investment Fund. The Social Investment Fund was approved by the Ministry of Economic Development, which is led by the Honorable Erwin Contreras. Everybody knows he's a UDP representative minister. Prime Minister, the Ministry of Finance, who has to sign up for these funds to come and for Orange Walk to have these developments.
Is the expansion of the market also a project that is
absolutely funded by that is part of the CARELED project, funded by the Social Investment Fund, so that the UDP government has always worked for the people of Orange Walk. But when it's for everybody, it's shared. But when you have a body that is responsible for governance, you expect that body to go and put a people's plan, un plan del pueblo para poder desarrollar. Okay? So we need to focus again when we talk about political education and democracy, we need to have a cause and a focus. Is it about you, is it about me, or is it about us? The program for democracy to continue to grow in our community has to be for the word us. All of us. All of us include, we will have opinions for, we have opinions not so much for, we'll have opinions on the middle and say, well, maybe this side of the road. But at the end of the day, we are going to pave this highway to development, growth, and improvement for the people of Orange Walk. And it's up to us, each and every one of us, to have that commitment to say, you know, I am a Belizean, I'm an Orange Walkian, I love Sugar City, and I pledge to do the best for Sugar City because it is the right thing to do. So we are going to vote for Philip De La Fuente and the UDP team so that we can move this engine, we can move this plane forward and let it fly to higher heights. We need to invite the people to do that.
RC, last year was a very, very busy year for political parties right here in Orange Walk. But let's talk about the United Democratic Party. Last year, you know, every year we have transfers of votes between July and August. Then the party was going around to trying to get candidates to be on the slate for this town council election. Then the candidates was presented on the 1st of September when the Prime Minister was here. Then they went through their campaign, they started their campaign, and now registration is closed for voters to be eligible for this municipal election in the month of March. What's the next phase between now and March for the party here in Orange Walk?
Well, I think for the party is to continue the house-to-house campaign, continue listening to the people and give the people of Orange Walk the UDP message that, look, the UDP is bringing development to Orange Walk. We need your vote, and we need to work together to ensure through your vote we exercise our democratic right. And through that democratic right and that process, we're investing into the growth and development of Orange Walk. There's much to be done. We talk about climate change. You heard the word climate change all over the world. We heard about news. We have Riverside that is faced with erosion. We need to have plans to adjust to climate change. We hear about tsunamis. No. A possibility for Belize. We need to focus now in areas of security of our riversides and people that are living in low-lying areas. So there are plans and programs for development, but that can only happen when we dialogue with the people, meet with the people. As the UDP party, we have started a program of training. We need to train people how to work on election day. You have to train your people. You know, they are going to be, what, I believe 23 polling areas in Orange Walk.
23?
23. We are waiting for the Elections and Boundaries Commission to give its direction and rules on what if any changes will be made. So until such time, we work with the status quo, but we have been made to understand that there will be 23 polling areas. If you have 23 polling areas, that means that you'll have more people working. More people working, and that is good because then you will have the opportunity to invite more Orange Walkenians to participate and to learn more how the electoral process really works and how you engage to get the results you want. And the UDP has started that training program already, and it's a national program. So the Elections and Boundaries got their work to do, but as political party, we need to ensure and train all our workers to know what the laws, rules, and regulations are in respect to everything.
Reaching out back to the voters, RC,
yes.
So people out there might be saying that, okay, you know what, either a UDP, but I still don't make up my mind if I go and go vote or not. I know I'm going to vote for some reason. What caused people to reach that position, and what would be a message to those persons who are reluctant and say, man, I don't know if I go and vote. I don't make up my mind.
Well, there are many PUPs who think the same way, okay? We say, well, you know, I voted for this town council to go to the central government to get more things, streets done, more paved. We voted for this municipality to go there. I say, I don't know whether I have the confidence in this PUP municipal body here to deal with that. And they have to deal with that people too. You understand? Because, I mean, once you get elected and you don't have a program, and the people that support you say, well, what is the program? And that is facing PUPs like crazy in Orange Walk. There are a lot of PUPs who are disenchanted with the municipal government here, the local government. There are a lot of workers working at the compound right now that go out, like was mentioned, with the garbage, no gloves. Imagine we talk about sanitation, we talk about illness, so even the people working within there, the wonderful people that were employed to give us service, you can't send them on the back of a truck. The Philip de la Fuente and UDP team intend to get new compactor trucks to give better service, provide sanitation, give much more respect to the workers. So it's a plan on this highway to give growth to the people of Orange Walk. So I mean, the PUP have their problems, you know. It's not a one-sided thing, and that is why you go house to house campaign to let people know you have a choice to make. You know, and the choice you make is the one that you will have to live on, and you have to live with. But at the end of the day, on March 7th, at the end of 6 o'clock, when the votes are counted, there will be a result. So we invite you to be part of that new change that is needed in Orange Walk, and that's why we invite you to stay strong with the UDP, because at the end of the day, you have children, you have grandchildren, and there's a future to come. Sometimes we need to look at sacrifices have to be made for tomorrow. You know?
Talking about staying strong with the UDP before we go on our break. Since 2006, Mayor Campos has been winning in Corozal. Now he have decided not to contest again. We have a new slate in Corozal. How is it looking for Corozal without Mayor Campos?
It's looking good because it's a party. Remember, it's like a company. The company has a product. You put up your candidates that are willing to work. That's why Mr. Richard Kwan Jr.
He's the mayoral candidate.
He's the mayoral candidate. He has been in Corozal through his father, Mr. Richard Kwan Sr., who has been there for umpteen years. He was a community worker. They were on the drains, digging drains with David Ackerman and Mr. Torres and Willard Levy. You know, imagine cleaning the drains with shovels. That's the kind of candidates that have been promoting and working in Corozal. So the work continues because it's the vision and the values of the UDP to continue development. You know, it's like a ship. You have another captain that is steering it, but we're going at the end to have the end result, which is to create development and empowerment for the people.
Yeah. We will be going on a break when it's exactly 13 minutes before 8 o'clock, and we'll be right back with you after these messages. Let's go on that break.
The new Belize City Civic Center is taking shape at the foot of the Balkan Bridge and is expected to be completed by December 2017. This multi-purpose mega facility will boast an air-conditioned interior with a seating capacity of 4,500, a FIBA-certified wooden main court, and 3 practice courts, offices, media boxes, and multiple locker rooms, another basketball court with 24-hour access to the public, and parking for 200 vehicles. This $34 million investment highlights a new era of world-class sporting infrastructure for the entire country of Belize. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
I love my Digicel 4G LTE data. Between work and school, I have to multitask to keep up. When I'm on the move, I have everything I need no matter where I go. Whether it's research for school, emails for work, or Facebook, Snapchat, and YouTube while on those long bus rides, Digicel 4G LTE got me covered. Digicel 4G LTE's nationwide coverage is exactly what I need to get me where I'm going. They're truly the bigger, better network.
The bigger, better network. Digicel.
The sunny days are here, and whether it's for a picnic or in your kitchen, you need the meat. Gillette's Meat Shop proudly offers a variety of juicy cuts such as processed meats, ham, bacon, salami, longaniza, and sugar cure ham, just to mention a few. Enjoy our meats in beef, pork, and mutton. So for that healthy cut your family enjoys, visit us at number 18 San Antonio Road in Orange Walk. from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 12:30 and 3 to 5 p.m. Sundays, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Place your orders at 322-3486 or 322-2175 or even 610-4061. Send us an email at DerekGillett31@gmail.com. Gillett's Meat Shop. Fresh and processed meats.
You have an 8-cylinder powerful engine disguised as an aluminum alloy that spins at 8,000 revolutions per minute.
Goes like this. You think it's turbo?
No, with a cleaning of injectors and a change of oil, you will run more efficient, my friend.
For those who understand the engine like it talks to you, we speak machine. Rush France, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega and Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
The Philip Colton Highway between Belize City and the Philip Colton International Airport is getting a major facelift to the tune of $31.5 million. Section A of the highway upgrading project between Haulover Bridge and PGIA is nearing completion at an investment of $13.6 million. Works include construction of retaining walls to prevent erosion, widening of the road cross-section to include paved road shoulders, pavement restoration and resurfacing. The project also includes installation of LED road lighting and safety features such as signs, reflectors, road marking, and improved visibility through the clearing of the road reserve. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
There's no need to go across the border to enjoy sun, sand, and crystal blue waters. Belize's northern islands and reef are just a boat ride away. Go slow and immerse yourself into the Caribbean Sea or enjoy some fresh coconut water. Or pick up the pace on an island where locals can enjoy sandy beaches by day and feast on your fresh catch by night. Discover the Mesoamerican Barrier Reef and submerge yourself into another world where you can experience a tropic jam you will want to return. You can also make new friends along the way. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
Sugar City Morning Show, 8 minutes away from 8 o'clock. Myself and Emmanuel are discussing Mr. Ruben Campos Sr., GAP, member of the British Empire. Big name, you know, but he don't make people know anything. I was asking you about Corozal. Yeah. Now, when the convention was coming up in Belize City between Dion Leslie and Philip Willoughby, myself and Emmanuel was always saying, well, we see a lot about Willoughby through the news and this and that. We don't hear anything about Dion, but the fact is that Dion always stop the polls. He must do something that he's reaching out to the voters. Now, you made that scenario in Corozal about Mr. Kwan and his family. What's the scenario in Belize City now since Darrell will not contest and we have Dion Leslie?
Well, Dion Leslie has been working even as a councillor through the development programs in Belize City. To him, it's just a continuity. Okay, a continuity, and since he is about to assume the leadership and the new mayor in Belize City on March 7th, his team is already designing growth and continued street infrastructure, drainage, and dialogue with business people to attract economic growth, tourism development, and investment. They already have a team working on this to give continuity. So they have the experience to do that because they have seen how the people of Belize City are appreciating the development, and that's precisely the analogy that arrives to your question, from your question for Orange Walk, wouldn't be good if we could say we wanted a continuity for this development, but we have to put another foundation to build so that we can get some of this development here in Orange Walk. And that is why with a working mayor like Philip De La Fuente and his working team, then these plans and projects can be sought for and brought to Orange Walk so that we can grow economically, touristically, and development, so that we give employment. We can beautify our community and have and continue to restore that confidence in our people. So there are examples of that we can note, and I thank you for pointing that out to us, because where you can see a leadership that has been proven, and you said where has been topping the polls. So he has been doing something good that the people like. So if you're doing something good that the people like, you continue with it. You continue with it, and that's the continuity with Dion Leslie. And when you see him on his interviews on TV, he says, our team, my team, say Dion Leslie, team, because they have been working as a team. They have the responsibility as a team and a commitment as a team, and that is what we're looking for the development of Orange Walk.
Now, it's a very peculiar situation, because we have Corozal, we have 3 elected representatives of Corozal. We have most of the representatives in the city, and we have a lot for Cayo. We got our trap. We have our trap in San Ignacio, and we have Mayor Belial in Belmopan. How are they coming on in that area?
They're both doing extremely well. I see our trap and Khalid Belial as continuous leaders, not only in the roles as mayoral, but possibly at higher levels in the future. They are people they are leaders that connect with their people. They are leaders that connect with their community. They are leaders that roll up their sleeve and go into the ditches to work with the people. So people appreciate leaders that will share the work and invite people to work together to build that road of development. So clearly these are areas that are really highlighted, and again I'm glad you brought it up, because these are leaders that are proven. These are leaders that continue to find new sources and plans for development in the community. You can recall Salvapan in Belmopan, when it was all gravel road and things like that. You got a Salvapan, you wouldn't believe you're in the same place. So it's not about who lives there, but what you do for the people who live there. You understand?
Yeah. But the strength that the guys have, RC, does the party, when it comes to support, does the party concentrate more on those areas where these gentlemen are running, where we say, all right, they look like they could be sure seat? We also have the mayor in San Pedro. Does the party concentrate more on these areas than when it comes to Orange Walk?
No, not necessarily. Let's look at the political scenario. When we go through the general elections, there are 31 seats. We win some, we lose some. No, there is a leadership. If you're a member of the House of Representatives, you have an obligation as an area representative now, not necessarily a minister, to comply with that gift that the people have given you to represent. If you listen to the National Assembly debates for the past 2 terms, when have you heard Johnny Briceño go and say, well, let's improve People's Stadium? When have you heard Johnny Briceño go and say, well, you know what, we want to pave or cement all the streets in Orange Walk Town? When have you heard Johnny Briceño say, well, you know what, I will go and talk to the Prime Minister and see how we can get funds to pave to San Esteban? When have you heard the other one from Orange Walk South say, well, you know what, I'm going to go to the government? All they do is complain. I don't believe that the people elected a representative to complain. You elect a representative to work. And when you have representatives that are working for the people, you will bring more for the people who elected you. If you will sit down and say, I will wait till it comes, better you elect somebody that will go and work with you and bring something for you.
But don't they use it as a political reason? Say, well, we not in our power, we party not in our power, so we can't do nothing, we can't help.
But did you hear what I said? They were elected as area representatives. Represent. And if you cannot represent, then you must resign. Because the people entrusted you. They said, look, we believe that you can represent us much. So representation doesn't mean always to complain. Representation also means to work for and go and seek for alternative developments for your community. That is what real representation means. So when you don't see that, you have to, again, I'm glad for your point. You bring the political reference right there to the table. You understand what I mean?
So when they say, okay, wait until we party come in, then we could do this.
If you know a fight for we know, you know a fight for you then. So guess what? Better I vote you out again now. Get rid of you one
time. But isn't that a reason say, all right, well, I wait, and I do nothing, I wait. And I tell them people, you know what, if we party win, and I get this and I get that, but you have to bring me in.
But then again, Chucky, it goes back to what I have said initially. We need to continue with the younger people to do political education of what democracy is all about. Political democracy is about participation. People participate. If you're there on the sideline, it's not the same like you're playing the game on the field. And once you're on the field, you must play the game. All right? When you're on the field, you must play the game.
When you were elected representative, were you ever in the House of Representatives in opposition?
Yes, I was.
How was it?
It was good. I was every day and every house meeting that I attended, the records are there, that I was fighting, and I was not complaining. I was looking for projects for the people of Orange Walk North at that time. And we achieved what we wanted to do. Certainly. Why? Because that was my role. So to go and fight, it doesn't matter whether who's there.
So if you're not a representative of your party, not in a power, then you can still get things done.
Of course, you need to go and lobby. You need to go and fight for it. That's why you're the representative. How can you go and ask to be elected when you were given a chance to go and fight for, look for, search for, and bring, and then you sit back and say, I want to wait. How long you want to wait? How long you want to wait? Christmas only comes once a year, you know. So you prepare for these things, and that is where the United Democratic Party, you look at the standard bearers. The standard bearers have to perform, they have to work, they have to do things. There is no budget for standard bearers, you know. None. But there is a budget for all area representatives.
All elected.
All elected. 31 and again. So they have a means to start. And if you come from the agriculture area, they know if you plant a seed, the tree will grow and bear fruit. So if the UDP government gives the representatives, including the opposition, that seed money for community development and whatnot, and they don't put it to good use, what will happen, Jackie?
Just a question. An elected representative that is not a minister, in other words, we have...
Are you referring to elected representative from the ruling party or from the opposition?
Any one of them, because any elected representative that is not a minister, be either from the ruling or from the opposition party, are there any stipulations as to how he should spend the money that the community vote? In other words, is it said? Is it? Do you need to report on how you spend that $7,500 or whatever the amount may be on a monthly basis, or is it to be used at your discretion only?
It's a community fund to invest in your community. Mm-hmm. Now, to invest in your community in for example, in Central. Let's look at, because we're going to municipal elections, let's talk about the real issue here in Orange Walk Central. The leader of the opposition could take that money. At the end of the year, it's $88,000, $90,000 if you look at it. You know how many streets you're going to be paying with that? And go and say, well, I will work with the with the council. I will go to the Prime Minister and say, Prime Minister, I have so much this year and I need half more to do this. Mm-hmm. But you don't hear that. All you hear when you go to the house is complain and accusation.
But that question Emmanuel asked RC, I heard one time that somebody from the house mentioned that this community vote, that the representative needs to set up an office with part of the money and have a secretary.
No, well, there are funds. There are funds for an office. There's
and that's
there are funds for your office, for your phone, and a secretary.
But somebody don't got no office.
Well, that's again, it goes back to your question. What if you have a representative that are given the tools to go and listen to the concerns of the people, to represent them, and they're not doing it like Johnny and Central, or like the ones that are not in the government side, then why re-elect them? Because the people they have needs, just like the ones that were elected for government. So it is incumbent on me as the representative to go and also lobby and fight for those in my constituent to see that they get what they should get. Again, look at the some people look at it as a small money for Christmas, but when I was a representative, an opposition, when we were opposition, we don't get nothing from the government. But because the UDP government says, look, everybody have to get one piece of the cake, make we share it and say what you could do with it, no? Because that's how it works. So there is a part for everybody. So a new standard has been set by the UDP government to ensure that everyone has a seed. Remember I said a seed to plant for the tree to grow to bear fruit. But then again, that is where representation comes. And that's why the municipality, again, when you talk about garbage collection, drains, and cleaning of sidewalks, that is a normal thing. In modern times, you need to have creativity, ingenuity.
Like what Emmanuel may say, is there accountability that show that how you're supposed to use this money? If the money gone where you're supposed to make, talk about the community vote. Is there any regulation how you should use it or not? Or just give it to them and spend it how they want?
They need to give account of what and where they do with it. For example, you come there and you say you got to leave medical attention, you should be able to sign a voucher and have your name on that. Okay? Know whether they do or not, well, that is what needs to be reviewed. But when we talk again about the representation now, what you do, and if you look clearly on the money, if you analyze that money that is given to them monthly, and you look in the area, what can you see for it? What can you see for it? You live here, okay? He live here. What have you seen with that? All you hear is complaints. Okay, complaints are fine. I'm not going against that. But whenever you get a complaint, that means that you need to have a solution. And that is why you elect people who are solution focused. You elect people who are development focused. You elect people who are achievers. And that is why in Orange Walk, people like Philip De La Fuente and his working team are a correct slate to elect on March 7th to represent Orange Walk, because we don't want to be talking about these issues. We want to be talking about what is happening. What is happening.
Yeah, pues tiene que estar bien claro así que la gente puede saber si cuando va a su representante está pidiendo una ayuda. Dice que yo no soy ministro, no tengo, anda con el ministro. Y ellos están consiguiendo ese dinero para ayudar a la gente.
Pues sí.
Si es oposición o si es en el gobierno, once you are elected representative, el representante está consiguiendo ese dinero.
¿Por qué te hice? Hay una razón por qué te hice esa pregunta, Rubén. Y mucha gente está comentando acerca de el representante del área del centro, de Central Division, que no ha pavimentado ninguna calle como tú dices, ¿ok? No ha abierto ninguna calle en Central, según lo que sabemos, ¿okay? Y que tampoco ha hecho ningún desarrollo, ningún proyecto de infraestructura en el área de Central.
¿Cuántas veces la gente llama para decir la carretera a San Esteban?
Exactamente, es más. Pero sin embargo está recibiendo su dinero mensualmente. No sé cuánto es exactamente. Y por eso te hago la pregunta si es que hay un protocolo que define cómo uno debe de gastar este dinero, y si al final del día hay transparencia y contabilidad cuando se trata de dinero que es de la gente. Si recibe $7,500, ¿puede este representante, es más, aquí te va la pregunta, ¿puede este representante simplemente hacer donaciones a sus apoyantes y decir, ¿sabes qué? Tal y tal, tengo que ayudar mensualmente con su renta, así que aquí van $50. Tal y tal le tengo que ayudar mensualmente con un apoyo para su hijo porque está yendo a la escuela, ¿ok? Y tal y tal. Así que en vez de hacer proyectos grandes, él está haciendo un hands-out más bien, a sus apoyantes, pero al mismo tiempo hábilmente manteniendo el apoyo de esas personas, que esas personas entonces se sienten sumamente agradecidos porque dicen, yo consigo mensualmente mi ayudita. ¿Qué es tu opinión?
Hay dos maneras de ver el asunto, Emmanuel Chequi. Hay dos maneras de verlo. Uno, si solo estás enfocado en la política y no desarrollo de tu comunidad. ¿ok? Porque hay ministerio, hay departamento de educación, hay ministerio de salud, hay departamento de servicios humanitarios, Human Development, que hacen esta atención y solo requiere que hagan una recomendación para ir allá. Si es tratamiento médico, yo no soy médico, hay que mandarlos acá en el hospital. En el hospital ellos van a determinar el caso de la persona para poder ir, pero tenemos...
Supongamos que este representante convenientemente les da el dinero para parecer de que él es el...
Bueno, esa es su política, si eso es su política, bueno, eso es como se dirige, pero al mismo tiempo hay que considerar también de que cuando hay un desarrollo, por eso yo hablé del camino de desarrollo para todos, hay que reforzar la seguridad local, hay que reforzar el servicio de salud, hay que reforzar programas también para darle asistencia a los necesitados, porque me puedes dar algo hoy y qué pasó mañana y pasado mañana. Así de que el desarrollo, por eso como un representante, por eso hay la mayoría de representantes de sus comitivas de desarrollar estas cosas.
Que ese tipo de política de estar dando y dando y dando crea una sociedad que se acostumbra a ese tipo de cosas y simplemente crea en su gran mayoría gente que siempre tiene la mano para afuera pidiendo.
Y uno puede decir, pues yo no
que
tengo que ir a trabajar porque el representante va a traer mi dinero.
Muchas gracias, Chequi.
Bueno,
¿no crees tú que es un efecto negativo a la sociedad?
Por eso he mencionado de que tenemos que tener una educación política en la democracia. Hay que tenerlo porque cuando hay la educación en la formalidad de democracia, participación comunitaria, todos esos asuntos vienen y la comunidad va a tener una oportunidad de decir, hay que organizarlos, cómo vamos a atender esas situaciones que se presentan ante nosotros, porque es difícil estar dando todos los días. Te voy a dar un ejemplo. Cuando uno va, y lo voy a decir con cautela, cuando uno va en la misa, we are Catholic, y cuando hay tiempo de colección, no todos dan. No todos dan. Pero se espera, dice, si vas, si eres un fiel, debes de dar. Pero uno da lo que puede y lo que tiene. ¿No es así? Bueno, pero si se organiza en la comunidad una entidad que dice que nuestra meta es contribuir acá para darle asistencia. Esa es formalización de un equipo para darle asistencia a tu comunidad. Así que hay muchas maneras de representación. And when you go to Mexico and you see how they are organized to help people, they're called brigadas, tienen sus brigadas en México to deal with social programs, to deal with social entities. You see this, you know, and we have to learn from other countries too, not only us. That's why it's a learning process. That's why I use the word education. I learn every day, Manuel. We learn every day, but we need to learn, and also that those of us who have children, grandchildren, that we set a platform for them. You know, somebody has to take a burden sometimes, and if you love your children, you will take the burden for your children. You don't want to do it for your children, Chege?
Surely.
All right, so there comes a time when you have to make that choice. Look, for tomorrow, maybe I feel the pain today, but tomorrow I need to see what I need to put in place. And again, it comes to his question. We need to put a mechanism in place, a program in place to create, even if it's a part-time employment. If I can get a part-time employment to get a leaf flour to the rice beans for this week, and maybe I work Thursday and Friday, I can eat, I can sleep, I can pay my little light bill, and go till next week to get. So there are different ways to do it. There are different ways to do. We try to do our best at all times, but when you consult with the people, a lot can be done. The people are the ones that have the last say.
Sugar City Morning Show, buenos días. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Sugar City?
Yes, it is. Go ahead.
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, Mr. Ruben.
Good morning, sir.
I've been listening to the program and something came up to my mind, which I would like to mention for the
Go ahead.
For the knowledge of the people of Orange Walk. You know, when we see both parties, you know, some people have the mentality and see that both parties are the same. We need to understand the difference. You can do two things. As a politician, you can do two things. Either work for a vote or work for the people. You know, and Mr. Ruben, you know for a fact that it's the people who give you the vote. cloud of perception in telling them, oh, I have done so much. But at the end, you are giving them mediocre work. You are giving them cheap work, cheap labor. You know, just trying to paint over something so that it looks like you did something new. But when you work for the people, you give them quality because you're thinking of them, because you love them. We have seen the United Democratic Party working a complete term. Not working when elections is around, but working on a complete term. And I can clearly recall that we had an accident of a young boy on Belize Corazal Road. When the same mayor came up and said that he cannot construct a pedestrian ramp simply because he has to ask permission to the government, to the Ministry of Works. But we saw last year that he went there and he made a pedestrian ramp. That means that he is and was working for the vote, not for the people, because he could have done that pedestrian ramp from the beginning. So is the perception that he wants to put out there that he is doing something for the people, but it's not for the people, but mostly for the vote. We have so much work to do around Orange Walk, not only in the center of Orange Walk. You can go behind the San Felipe, San Narciso, all the streets back there where it has not been even touched. Orange Walk is not only Main Street, it's not Progress Street, it's not Cinderella Street, but we have approximately 200 to 300 streets in this town. And we only see a couple of them being paved over and over again. Or manually paved, how it has been. So we have to elect a town council that will work for the people, not for a vote. You know? And that's the reason we have those handouts, Mr. Emmanuel. The handout is for the vote, it's not for the people. You know that $50 is one going to the shop and that's it. It's over. But then we have to take them for 3 years. We have to take Johnny Briseño for 25 years already. How handouts? He is the inventor of that. So he doesn't do anything for his complete term. Election comes and he pays you for the vote. That's it. You know? So we have to start thinking different. We have to electing leaders who will work for us, the people, not for our vote. Thank you very much.
Thanks to you, caller. Thank you. And you made that point very, very clear. I think that was the answer I was looking for. That was really what kind of negative impact, because you've said it right. It's a payment for the vote, and it is impacting us negatively. It is paving the way for cynicism within the electorate. You know, I'm going to get as much as I can out of the representative, whilst I can.
Your comment, RC1.
You know?
Your comment on that caller.
Well, the caller spoke and gave his opinion of how he saw things, and he gave a good example about the ramp. Now, we heard over the past week people call about the speeding down on the highway road. Mm-hmm. Now, recommendations could be made to put these ramps at designated area that the transport department can say, well, from here to here, that's about only how much speed you can get, and make a plan so that you have the network of safety. You know, it's good to say, well, I have my vehicle, but again, remember, the streets and the highways are for everybody, those who have and those who don't have. And whenever you have an instrument or a vehicle that is huge and dangerous, the first instinct that should come to your mind is safety for the people in relation to that equipment and to those vehicles, so that they would go hand in hand. And I'm pretty sure that the owners of the vehicles would welcome this as an opportunity also to ensure that they can provide much more quality and save rides, even if you're a taxi, bus driver, or whatnot. And because when you allow just chaos to happen, that is exactly what you have. And this comes when people ask for certain things. That is why, again, remember I was saying, you listen to the people. When you campaign to the people, you plan a road that you'll walk together with the people. And when you do that, that is where you will get the vote for the tea that you have done, and not according to what he was saying that, okay, it's a one-shot thing. And that is what the caller was exemplifying. And so we can relate to that. And that is why, but it's going to, like you say, the hardest thing to change in a community that needs continuous work, again, is attitude. We have attitude, we have culture, and we have character. The character is a determination that we are going to do things the right way. The culture is, like you say, it's been happening, but how can we modernize it? Okay? And then the attitude, how can we make people accept, for example, safety? Drive slower, avoid accidents, less people get knocked down, preservation of life. So there has to be a program, which I think is necessary, and that will only come with people who are concerned and have these plans. And that, but to be able to do that, you need somebody who is able to work. Work is the key here, and that is why when you have a working team with a working mayor like Philip de la Fuente, who works with people in the community. You know his family works with community in business, with tourism, so he has an inborn thing to work with people, and that is a plus for him and the UDP team. So there is an examination of where we want to chart and where we want to go forward tomorrow, and that is what the caller was saying, that the UDP has continuously been working, continuously, and like I said, we need to bring back that leadership and concern and care to Orange Walk with people who love Orange Walk and love Sugar City, and all the people, no matter who you are, but we must do it with this cause for everybody.
Vamos a tomar una pausa, pero primero te quiero nada más tirar un comentario that compañeros, licencia para manejar se está regalando en el actual Town Council. Eso yo lo tengo prueba de eso, y por eso lo estoy diciendo. I have proof of it. But license to give a left, right, and center. And if you ask yourself, how is it that we have so much accidents going on in Orange Walk with inexperienced drivers? You don't have to go through no learners process. You don't have to you're over 18, you get your license immediately. We'll take that break and we will be back with you after these messages.
6 cylinders to pure potential, better performance.
It looks like it vibrates. You think it could be the hard for?
With a quart of oil and the calibration of the injectors, it will start to get the washers again on the street.
We take a motor to its optimal level. We speak machine, Rush France, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega & Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
They see you and know you're an event. Always a star. Yes, you live in color to the limit. Large and in charge. Yes, that's why you rock with Buster. Refreshing range of colorful flavors. Always a star, never the audience. You run things ever run yours. Yes, you are the life of it, not just a part of it. Your life is never black and white. Live in full color. Buster.
Continue staying in touch with your friends and family with Digicel. From now until the end of January, take advantage of our $2.99 promotion and receive an unbelievable 100 minutes of talk time to BTL and Digicel numbers and 100 texts. You can also activate the plan to call your loved ones abroad in Canada, USA, and Mexico. Receive 50 minutes of talk time and 50 texts for only $2.99. All you need to do is dial star £100 to activate. Digicel's $2.99 promotion, now extended through January.
The bigger, better network. Digicel.
Everybody wants a clean and healthy family. That's why they purchase the best food products and the cleansing materials. This time, we give you a bigger size of La Costeña products like the mouth-watering fried beans and the pasta sauce. And surely for your clean laundry, we have the breathtaking aroma of Ensueño Max Suavitel. Even your visitors will ask what you clean your floors and restrooms with. And you can boast It is the variety of Pinol products and Sultan muriatic acid, now in 900 milliliters. And much more for the best prices only at German Vega and Sons Imports. We serve you at number 5 San Antonio Road, Orange Walk Down. You can even call us at 322-3625 or 322-2672. Or you can even send us a fax at 322-2571 or email us at germanvega@btl.net. German Vega and Sons Limited, because we care for you.
Need an escape from your daily schedule? Why not become a tourist in your own country? Discover Western Belize. Transport back in time and be awed by the reminiscences of the Mayan civilization. Be adventurous or spend a day with family and friends enjoying the serenity of the Macau River. Sample a Kaya staple or pick up some fresh produce to make your own delicacy. Come visit us in Western Belize. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
Notice to residents of rural communities in Orange Walk and Corozal districts. If you value your health and your children's health, you will dispose of your garbage only at approved sites. The disposal of garbage at any other location is illegal, and if caught, you can be fined up to $5,000. If you don't get caught, you can still suffer health impacts caused by these illegal sites, because illegal dump sites harbor pests such as rodents, possums, and mosquitoes that carry diseases. These can transmit those diseases to you and your children. In addition, the garbage you throw away illegally can contaminate water bodies near your community. The same water bodies you might use for recreation or other purposes. Only with your help can the Department of Environment ensure that Belize's development is safe for present and future generations. You can also contact your local village councils or Belize Solid Waste Management Authority for more information. The Department of Environment thanks you for your help.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. Bienvenidos de vuelta, compañeros. Son exactamente las 8:27 aquí en una plática con el señor Rubén Campos y estamos tratando ciertos temas que parecieran oscuras, pero en realidad son muy importantes porque estamos tratando de definir la identidad de los individuos que son miembros del Partido Unido Democrático. ¿Qué es lo que es importante para ti? Pero también estamos hablando abiertamente acerca de ciertas situaciones aquí en el pueblo de Orange Walk. Compañeros, estamos viendo que recién ha habido muchos accidentes. Hemos estado viendo de que jovencitas están envueltos en accidentes. Y aquí voy a hablar en el grano. Como al mismo tiempo dicen, ¿será que esa persona no fue a tomar clases de cómo conducir? Pero ahora estamos dándonos, ya ha llegado hasta cierto punto a nuestro conocimiento, y estas son alegaciones, ¿ok? Pero ha llegado a nuestro conocimiento de que es muy probable, es muy posible y hasta probable que se esté regalando la licencia. Que en realidad si tienes 18 años, si vas al concilio, logras conseguir tu licencia el mismo día sin tener que pasar por un proceso de aprendizaje. No cuestionas ninguna pregunta y simplemente te lo dan para que tu entorno des el voto. Si eso no es la altura de falta de consideración, sino eso no es un lapo a la cara. Entonces, ¿qué es? Yo creo que eso es irresponsable de parte de las mismas autoridades que están hablando hasta cierto punto hipócritamente acerca de cómo debemos de mantener, andar con cuidado, que queremos desarrollar un mejor lugar, cuando detrás de tu espalda están literalmente regalando la licencia para conducir a aquellos que tienen escasamente 18 años, simplemente para poder conseguir el voto. Simplemente para conseguir el voto. Y compañero, ¿quieres decir algo?
That is where ahí es donde viene la planificación de una municipalidad. Imagínate con Philip de la Fuente, UDP team, la creation of a driving school for young people to go. Imagine that. Imagine that only with the UDP team to have the ample spaces that can be located to have a driving school so that the young people can go and learn how to drive, safety, protection of life, protection of their life, how to best and better conduct in traffic, how to be respectful of pedestrians, how to be respectful of stop signs, yield signs, how to be respectful of each other on the road. So imagine again the possibility of a driving school instead of just giving, as you allege to, a driver's license. So again, by listening to the people and their comments, that is where the creativity comes in, Emmanuel, and that is where the difference between I doing this, what the allegations of giving away a license versus teaching them how to drive appropriately to earn their license so that they may save their own lives and others, and have respectful parents who will appreciate. You can say, well, okay, take me to the doctor, take me shopping with that confidence, rather than saying, he just get a license, I wonder how you do that and crash. So this opens an avenue for people consultation, and that is where good leadership goes, and that is where the separation, as the caller rightly made, that comes the separation between both political parties. One will say, I will give you, and the possibilities, it could be dangerous, and the other possibility you can achieve, but let's achieve it the right way, an appropriate way, by having a driving school. Who says you can have a driving school? Huh? When you want to scuba dive, you go to a scuba diving school. When you want to be a tour guide, you have to go train for being a tour guide. When you go cave tubing, you got to teach you how to put the tube, tie yourself for safety, and such a good thing. And again, one of the hallmarks that Philip and his team are promoting and have put on plan for Orange Walk is a modern bus terminal. And what best could complement that than having a driving school to do that. So you see, listening to the people gives you an opportunity to work with and for the people and what is required. And that when you earn that trust, when you earn that confidence, then when you go to campaign, you can say, well, you know what, I really appreciate you saved the life of my child. He was in an accident, but he knew how to turn a wheel or brakes or go another thing. And I think I will vote for you for that safety, rather than to say, oh boy, my son got nice now. He cool, that's cool. So, it may be cool for now, but when there's an accident and then we feel.
Yo simplemente le digo a los parientes que estén muy al tanto de esto, porque si te sientes alegre porque tu hijo o tu hija consiguió una licencia gratis y no sabe manejar bien, entonces tú estás ayudándole a que esa persona hasta posiblemente se mate en un accidente. ¿Te has puesto a pensar? ¿Te has puesto a pensar de que esa persona necesita del beneficio de la experiencia? ¿Que esa persona necesita pasar por un proceso de entrenamiento? ¿Que necesita por su propio bien aprender a manejar? ¿Y cómo es que tan de repente hay alegaciones de que fácilmente puedes conseguir tu licencia aquí sin preocupación a ser si sabes manejar o no sabes manejar, y ciertas personas alegres por el simple hecho de que lo lograron conseguir, no dándose cuenta que eso podría impactarlos negativamente.
Yeah, and Philip has been has been clamoring and his desire for put up a bus terminal, modern bus terminal in Orange Walk has been something of a long time for Philip. But let's take that call.
Sugar City Morning Show, good morning.
Yes, hello, good morning. Is this Lord David Young?
Yes, it is.
Yes, this is Mr. Leva here, calling from Court Belize City office.
Okay, yeah, all right.
We
transfer that call. RC, what happened is, how will a modern bus terminal embrace the people here, or how good will that be for the people of Orange Walk?
It's going to be very good, very good. I mean, have you driven on a regular morning or afternoon? Let's take it from Courts all the way to the hospital. You see people waiting by Maitos Corner. You see people waiting by Courts. You see people waiting by Mr. Jaime Alonso Place. You see people waiting now by the police station on the corner. You see people waiting there, and these are areas that are conducive to possible accidents. We pray to God it never happen. You understand? So that we're looking at safety. When you have a modern, regularized bus terminal, there's a time that you enter and a time you exit. You will cut down and probably avoid the bus races. Buses like to race, well, like going there to try and get customers. But when you know you have a time to be someplace else, it's just like an airline. You have a flight. You will be programmed to say, I will take this bus to go at this point to reach here, etc. So you can prepare your schedule. You'll have better safety. You'll have employment. You will have a beautification for your community. So it's a wholesome project that just gives growth, partnership to our society.
But so that will this new bus terminal will divert people from waiting on the buses downtown and go to the terminal to catch their bus.
Well, plans have to be made to do proper traffic control in the whole municipality, not only for buses. You know, we're talking about municipal election right now. If you go on a weekend, for example, take this weekend downtown Sugar City, parking all over the place. If it wasn't an event, you know how many people may get tickets? People were double parking all over the place.
As a community grows, so do the needs for that community.
Exactly.
And those needs can be varied, because I do understand that perfectly what you said, that an assessment needs to be made, an analysis needs to be made of that situation, because but one of the things that I think that people will understand is that there is a need for a centralized bus system.
Absolutely.
If you come from Corozal and you would like to go to say Guinea Grass or something like that, you look at the logistics of it. You have to go to the Ministry of Works bus stop, and then you have to take a taxi to go to the barrack area to catch that bus to go someplace else. If you want to go to Santa Cruz, or you want to go to wherever that is, you know what I mean? If there were a centralized bus system, then it is all within walking distance.
Right, everything is
so that just to quickly answer that question.
And not only that, it would alleviate the space downtown for more community participation. It's as it is now. If you notice, if you go there, maybe possibly no, they have the parking place. You know, the least part, whatever is remaining of our famous barracks, whatever is remaining of that, you can see buses parked there right now, or in the afternoons, so that the little green space that was protected for your least sports athlete, even that is being tampered right now. So you can see the need for even clearing space to have more activities for the people.
But also for expansion of the market.
You see?
Expansion of the market, because even as it is, even with that expansion that there is currently ongoing, thanks to the government, there is still going to be need for more, because the community is again growing, and so are the needs growing. You understand?
And again, that is where you will need planning. And then both of you have put the post, well, people concerned about this and that. Okay, we need to offer something to the community to vote for. And that is what Philip De La Fuente and the UDP team are offering. They're offering an alternative position for safety in transportation and a development of the town in itself. So they're offering something that will be beneficial for all concerned. It's one road that we all walk together. And to build it properly, we need to support together.
No, RCM, what it is looking like right now, we have Orange Walk Central. We have Orange Walk East. I understand that the area representative for Orange Walk East has registered a good amount of people in that area. Then we have this Ochobenke area which is in Orange Walk North. How is it looking for the different areas when it comes to the polling station and the coming out of voters?
Well, that's what the campaign is all about, Jakit. The campaign is to organize the voters, to indicate to them where the polling area will be, what time you open, what time you close, and if you need a little assistance to get there and come back. That's part of the campaign of electioneering, and that is a process that people look forward. It's like a family day kind of thing, you know, where we go and greet and meet one another, and so there will be voting in all the areas in the east and central and in the north. Yeah, so it's one of those occasions, political occasions, where we come out and make our decision.
Just a quick question. You mentioned a while ago that there are going to be an increased amount of polling stations.
No, there have been 23 polling stations in the school. Yes.
Yeah.
You have
So, okay, I thought that there were less in the past, and that now we're going to have an increase in polling.
No, it's just now that you're knowing the numbers.
Okay.
And that is why
polling stations.
And that is why the UDP were going through a process of training our people. We're not waiting till elections, they make elections and boundaries tell you what will happen and who will be there. You need to do your homework. You need to prepare and guide the people who will be voting, those on the voters list, that you will have so many here, you'll have so many there, and you're invited to go. That's part of the politicking and the exercise of democracy of elections.
How is you live in Central RC? What are we looking at in Orange Walk Central when it comes to the support for Philip and his team from the voters in Central?
Well, I think you asked me directly, and I will tell you straight up, I'm a UDP. I love Orange Walk. I was born in Slaughterhouse Street. Everybody know my mom is boy. I was born on the last house on the left there. You understand? I have a great love for Sugar City. I have a great love for Orange Walk, and I want to see Orange Walk develop. I want to see Orange Walk grow, and I have a choice to make. And I prefer to have a working mayor in a working team, and that is my humble choice, my humble opinion. And I will vote for Philip De La Fuente and the 6 UDP candidates. I'm going to vote. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to vote UDP right down the line 7, and I'm asking people to join me to vote not only in Central, East, and North, and across this country, to vote for the UDP so that we can continue to grow and move forward.
And let me just quickly interject that particular area needs attention rather quickly because of the drain situation there. As soon as it rains heavily and the water comes down, I thought that the town council, the present town council, was going to address that, but they have not done it. So I think that it would be swell. It would be a great idea, and I think people in the area are looking forward to having some sort of alleviation to the problem. Fortunately, it has not been raining recently, but whenever it rains, believe me, people in that area go through hell. Some of that area.
Pertaining to the bus terminal issue that we were not issue, but the project, someone says bus terminals are especially for shelter and rain from rain and sun, facility for restrooms for travelers, offices and snack shops for services to travelers. They can safely rest and wait for the time for their departure.
That is part of the project. Apart also from giving the users the opportunity to schedule their time, the opportunity to give the users that opportunity to designate and make their traveling schedules. But having said that about traffic, there are other things that need to be done in Orange Walk. For example, there is one of the things that Philip is looking at with his council is to meet with the business community, to sit down on a true meeting. It doesn't matter who they are, business community, to see how there can be a partnership on how to prepare a plan for Orange Walk jointly with the public and private sector to see how we can ignite and improve on the economic growth of our community. You know, jobs and economics are very vital to our community. So streets and drains, and that's part of a normal working plan. But we need to look also at a greater picture for the future for economic development. As you rightly said, as we grow, as we expand, there's much more need for jobs. There's more need for other activities to go. And like I said, the young people with the age of technology and what the government is investing in the youths, we want to see the young people become partners in our community to be able to access with a UDP municipality and a UDP central government a situation where maybe a center for youth development in technology. We have a lot of people who are very smart, that science-driven, creative. Imagine again. I go back to my good friend Luis Aguilar. I consider him my family. The guy, he's a smart guy, and they have designed apps that they're going to the Caribbean now to expose and really do this. A humble person that is reached so far. I'm so proud of him. I really appreciate it. And I know that there are many more like him that are looking to reach out to this UDP program and open strategy that has been placed for them. And that is why I invite the young people to vote for the UDP 7, because there is a place for you. We need to have a center for your brains to continue to work much more and develop the talents that God has given you.
Okay, RC, well said and done for this morning, guys. But on another note, I'd like to mention that over the weekend, we need to send our condolences from this station, from this side, that a police officer was, he was involved in a little mishap, accident, I believe, over the weekend, and he passed away. He's a police officer that's been posted, I believe, in Guinea Grass. He works in Guinea Grass, right here in Orange Walk. So we just want to send out the condolences to the entire family and the entire department as well, no, for the loss of that police officer. Always out there on duty, RC, the policemen always out there on duty, trying to uphold the law to its best. And, you know, it's unfortunate what happened. So from this end, we just want to send our condolences. Also,
I want to echo that with you also, Emmanuel, right. Because, you know, in difficult times, we have to be a brother's keeper, stretch our hands and arms, and it's not always about finance, but also about a little spiritual acknowledgement and showing that kindness and support to the family, you know, and like we said, may he rest in peace.
Yeah, like Emmanuel said, man, whatever we say, we can't ease the pain, but we hope that this will do a little bit to make you feel a little bit more at ease.
Yeah. Well, having said that, now, if you will allow me on another note, before we go off, I'd just like to take this opportunity to wish a very, very happy birthday, and we have many, many, many more, to my brother Cashito.
Oh, the Cash birthday today?
Cashito celebrating his birthday today.
What?
66 years young, Cashito. From all of us, my brother, we want to wish you a happy birthday and God bless you. One love from your brother.
Last week, the Miss Sharon birthday.
Yes.
Last week, the Miss Sharon birthday.
Yes.
But guys, you know, Emmanuel, when we come, usually when shows are coming to Orange Walk, we usually promote them here on Nortevision Channel 10, also through SCRS and Universal. Well, the show that came to Orange Walk last Friday was the Palacio reunion, and I must say it was well.
I was there for a short while, about maybe 20 minutes or so on Friday night.
Yeah.
And I was quite surprised when I got there about maybe 8:15 or so to see a lot of people out there.
Yeah.
And I mean, then time, I don't recall the song that was playing, but it was Deja Vu. It was like, you know, it took me back so many years.
Yeah. What happened is we played most of the songs that Andy usually select when he goes on the tour, we did a list with all of those songs, and we played all those songs, and we do our best to try to bring it as close as possible when it comes to Andy Palacio, you know, and it was well attended. And then the Garifuna Collectives, they came in with their rendition of their songs as well, and they played the songs that Andy Palacio won the Womex Award with, which is the song Watina.
Watina.
Yeah, so it was well attended, and people danced up, people had fun, you know. So we want to encourage people to support more of these events, RC.
Yes, but you see, again, what's the beauty of this event? That it was a community for coming on a common road. Again, so there are examples, Shaki, that we can cross political lines when it comes to something that is us. Yeah. So again, that is a proven case, and like we said, we pay tribute to the brother because we have fond memories of him from Musikarama in Trial Farm.
Yeah. So, and remember when they had the concert at the Apex, Emmanuel, from the U.S. Embassy? We had a good attendance with that one as well, but not as much as we would have expected, and that was a real good show, you know. But this one, with this Andy Palacio reunion, it was good. There was a person that spoke on behalf of Andy as well. Some of his memories. A biography was given by a member of the National Garifuna Council of Orange Walk. We must commend them because they are the ones that put this show together, along with help from other people, including myself. We try our best to try make it as great as possible. But it was good. It was good. And I'd like to thank everybody who came out, and I'd like to thank the guys from the band as well, from Youth Connection Band, because, you know, we went in rehearsal Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning. We went in rehearsal to try to see as close as we can get the songs, the music. We brought down the original drummer that went with us on tour all the way from Dandriga in the name of Mr. Pape Arana. Joshua was with us one time, but he couldn't make it on Friday. But we did our best, Emmanuel, to try to see as close as we can hear the songs. When we were doing the song check and rehearsals in the afternoon, there was people there already that wanted to buy CDs. You know, they want to buy CDs from Andy Palacio, but it was not a thing of selling CDs, you know. It was just the reunion of Andy Palacio this Saturday.
A memorable occasion.
Yeah, this Saturday the 19th of January. No, Friday.
Friday, the 19th is the actual date
that he passed away. 9 p.m. Central Time. Okay. So it was good, and I'm glad that you may pass around there and you hear some of the songs, and it brought back some memories to you.
Oh, of course it did. Of course it did. So I enjoyed it for the moment I was there, and for a moment I nearly want to go dance, even if I'm one, but because the music was so contagious. It was like, you know, it just gets to you, you know.
Yeah.
And
we need more of those activities.
Yes. We need more. You know? We need more.
Culture.
And I think that the people normally will respond to these kinds of activities because it is when you can stimulate your soul, when you can stimulate your spirit, when you can actually say, tell you what, today I had fun just sticking out with my friends over by the park, sitting out, listening to good music, talk, and we had fun. It was invigorating. It was stimulating. You know what I mean? Rather than just watching television, sitting sitting in and doing nothing really, but just watching television. Which I'm not throwing stones at those people, you know, because I myself like to watch television. But there is a time when this kind of activity bodes well. Yeah. I mean, it dropped good because you go like, wow. This is good.
Yeah, and I was glad.
I'd like to invite more people to go to organize that sort of activity, and ask the general public that when there are these activities, for them to
participate. Yes, come on out. Yeah. It's very good.
Sugar City Morning Show. Good morning. Buenos dias.
Yes. Good morning, panel.
Morning.
Mr. Patton.
Yes, sir.
How are we doing this morning?
We're doing
a great job, don't we?
Yes. Thank you very much, sir. How you doing?
Well, you know, I notice in some certain occasions that we have some homeless people. I'm sure that Philip will assist these gentlemen in having some place to stay, no?
Yeah.
And while he food for the afternoon or something like will assist them. I'm sure that Philip will assist these guys.
I do believe that concern has pretty much been taken note of, and when he is here, we will respectfully ask him that question for you. Thank you.
Well, RC, it has been a pleasure. Any parting comments for this morning, because I know you will be back with us again.
Well, I want to thank you for the invitation to be here. It's always a pleasure to dialogue with you guys, and you know it's good to share what we hear from the people, and also to be able to be part of our community. And again, I would just say that on election day, which will be March 7th, I humbly ask you that let's think about community. Let's think about the love of Orange Walk, and let's do the right thing and walk through this road of growth and development where we walk every day, and vote for Philip De La Fuente and the UDP 7 team, so that we can once again come back to have a stronger base and stronger and higher development for Sugar City and Orange Walk, particularly for all the people and the visitors that come to our beautiful Sugar City. So thank you very much, both of you, for inviting me, and we'll see you
But
again.
it's always a pleasure to have you here.
Thank
and ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank those people who are behind the controls, always Maurice and Rahim. And I'd like to also thank Checky for being here with us, sharing the hosting of the show this morning. But important enough, I want to thank you, the public. We will be having more guests during the course of the week, and we want to thank you for your participation. And believe me, it is comforting and even encouraging whenever we are approached on the streets and told and given the thumbs up for doing a good job. Thank you very much for those people, and to remind you that tonight the show repeats at 9 o'clock, but nonetheless we will be with you tomorrow at the same hour, faithfully, and we want to say thank you very much. Checky?
You want me to I'm going outside right now. You could tell me how outside stand. You could research that quick for me how outside feel, how cool outside.
Actually, outside, just to quickly tell you, is it's the thermometer is reading at 61 degrees. It may be different to where you're at because everything is relative as to the location where you're at. Okay?
So we right there at 61.
But yes, but I'm forecasted to go down to the low 50s tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, do take care. I do understand that some people are quite sick with the flus. It may not be the flus. It may just be an allergic reaction to the difference in temperatures, because sometimes some are stubborn and like close the window. And
I like peep through the window too.
And some of us like to keep the windows open. And believe me, that does not agree with your body. But guys, thank you very much. Take care and see you tomorrow.
That's right, folks. We'll be seeing you tomorrow. For the folks who have been asking about the 11 o'clock music show, we have it on pause for right now. We'll try to see if we can get it up back sometime next month. So we'd like to thank you so much. Like Emmanuel said, the show repeats at 9 o'clock tonight. That is all day on YouTube. Keep it tuned in to Universal Radio 88.5 FM, and also keep it locked into Universal Radio 88.5 FM, and also to Sugar City Radio. We simulcast this program every morning. And once again, we say a big thank you to one and all. And this is where we go for this morning, Pa.
Thank you very much. Cuídense mucho. Nos vemos mañana.
Show.